rated mature audiences only. Viewer discretion is advised. Welcome to the Patriot Angle Podcast, a show about America's truth, unhinged, unfiltered, raw. Your host, Mike Gardner.
Adding fuel on the fire. Yes, folks, we are seeing a lot of fuel adding onto the fire. And what does Mike mean by that? What I mean by that is basically you could blame everything that's literally happening on the Obama era, so to speak, the Obama and Biden era. Those 8 years, basically, pretty much adding the fuel to the fire. You know, starting the fire for what's basically going on right now. Everything, folks. We're starting to see more Black Lives Matter riots now. Last year, yes, the BLM riots are back. Everything, folks. It's getting real bad. And my last Twitch feed, I basically broke into the vaccine passports. Yeah, the vaccine passports. You know, that was a little idiotic, if you ask me. It was. And what do I mean by these vaccine passports? What now people are coming to calling it a passport now that's requiring people to go to sporting events and some selected cities. Yes. So now, if you want to view a baseball game, a hockey game, a football game, a soccer game, whatever sporting event you choose to go to, only in selected cities, God willing, it doesn't go to all major cities, because that would be a tragic little scenario. I'm trying to find the words here, guys. A tragic scenario to the sporting industry here in America. No one wants to, they don't want to go to a damn sporting event. First of all, folks, not only do they not want to go to a sporting event with their damn masks on, and then they have to social distance. So it's like, what are they going to do? They're going to cut one seat out and then do another seat and then do another seat. And then, folks, that's going to, how stupid that's going to make the ratings. It's not only is the ratings going to hurt, but it's going to look stupid on live national television. You look at a damn sporting event, and half the seats are cut out, or they're gonna put little poster cutouts, or they're gonna put black tarps over the other seats for the social distancing. I mean, it's terrible. Speaking of large sporting events, did anybody catch for all you wrestling fans out there, did anybody catch the WrestleMania 37 event? And folks, I don't want to bash the WWE company for this. Please, I'm not bashing in any way. But I watched that on the Peacock app last weekend. Okay, and then they broke down. For years, they used to have it on Sundays, right? They used to have it on that Sunday, and they would have it for like 8-10 hours. And that was awesome, man. You tune in like around 6 o'clock right after dinner. You get your friends, your family over, pizza, popcorn, soda, beer, whatnot. That's what a sporting event is all about, right? You watch it from like 6 to like sometimes midnight, right? It's like an all night thing. Oh, no. This year, because they continued it from last year. Last year they had to break it up to basically 2 days. And then they broke it into 2 days, and then they had to do it in a warehouse somewhere in Orlando, Florida. They They wind up having to do it not in the warehouse this year, thank God, but they did a little bit different this year. And this is where I'm getting at with the vaccine passport. They broke it into 2 nights. And then what happened was, after they broke it into 2 nights, they were allowing fans for the first time in a year to come to their event. So instead of usually packing the stadium, which they had it at Raymond James Stadium this year, okay? And I think that stadium, you know, even with the floor seats too added, you know, another 5,000 or 6,000 floor seats that they usually add, maybe more than that, 10,000. I'm not sure because I've never really counted the seats, but usually that stadium, with everything, with the added seats and the modifications, can usually hold about anywhere between 65 to 75,000 fans. Oh no, they didn't have the 75,000 fans. They had the social distance in order to accustom to CDC guidelines. Can you believe that shit, folks? That is just it's craziness. It's chaotic. It's just downright disturbing. You know, they went from having their usual 75,000 plus fans in attendance down to only 20,000 fans. I mean, that's like usually what they have at like arenas, right? Like between 10 to 20,000 people in arenas, small little arenas, you know, usually accustomed for like concerts and stuff like that. So they took a 75,000 seated arena usually and cut it down in half on live television and only allowed 20,000 people. But here's the thing, folks. Here's the kicker. You had to show your vaccine passport. Can you believe that shit? Nothing against the companies and all that. I'm sure they're taking the doozer from this vaccine passport, folks, because it's stupid. It really is. It's downright idiocy that we have to now show a vaccine passport to go to sporting events. Can you believe that garbage? Folks, if that's true, I have 2 tickets for the Atlanta Braves and New York Mets game coming up in July in Marietta. Yeah, I bought 2 tickets, really nice tickets too, really good seated tickets for the Braves and Met game on July 1st in Marietta, Georgia. That's going to be a great game, you know, the Mets versus the Braves. Like I said, I have 2 tickets. But if that's true, where I have to get a goddamn vaccine to show the damn people at the gate terminal that I got a COVID-19 vaccine in order to attend this game, I'm going to tell them I want my damn money back. Folks, this is America. This is not a third world hellhole where you have to show a damn vaccine, a piece of paper to a damn person that's collecting tickets or screening people to go through the damn stadium. You want to screen me? Fine. Screen me like you normally screen me. You know, make sure I'm not carrying anything like weapons or this and that. That's fine. I'm all about safety. But I'm not about this COVID era of a society that we have to live through, because it's downright stupid. It's downright idiocy. And it's downright ridiculous. If anybody wants to fill in on this, feel free. Hit me up on the chat box here on the feed. It's open chat box scenario tonight on Twitch. This is the podcast version of the audio version, so to speak. The live videos, folks, will return in about a week and a half. Like I mentioned on yesterday's short Twitch feed, we had just ordered 2 brand new curtains for the show. Really nice curtains, backdrops, guys. You're gonna love it. It's cutting edge. It really is. And these are going to be the same 2 curtains, whether we use it on Twitch or we do a regular live video. Either or. you'll see these curtains, guys. They're cutting edge. I can't wait to reveal them on the 27th and 28th. Because on the 27th and 28th, guys, we're going to be down in Florida at the Florida studio. That's Rooster's studio down in Florida. So tune into that Twitch show on April 27th, guys, and April 28th. Tune in. It's going to be a really awesome show. Rooster's going to be coming back on the show on those 2 days, and it's going to be a great show, guys. Always a privilege and an honor to have Rooster on my show. He's a great co-host, and like I said, tune in to those 2 shows. It's going to be a really good show. But
all right, guys, we'll be right back after these words. Don't go anywhere. Hey guys, this show today is brought to you by Twitch app. What a great app, guys. Not only do we use it for the podcast here, but it's basically used by a lot of different types of shows. It's popular with talk shows, podcasting. Not only is that popular, but if you're a gamer, guys, oh, you're gonna love Twitch. You could basically stream your own video game that you're playing right on the Twitch, as well as talking to fellow gamers on that app. It's cutting edge, guys. Head over to twitch.tv and plug it in, guys, because you'll love it. It's available on Google Play and the App Store. Download it today, guys. You'll love it. All right, folks, we're back. Back to the show. Here we go, guys. Here we go.
With that being said, as the show is rolling on tonight, I'm allowing guests and viewers here to basically view your thoughts and your opinions on this whole vaccine passport scenario. Like I said, I touched base on it yesterday. And I got into it, but I didn't get into it as much as I wanted to get into it. So with that being said, guys, give me your views, give me your options, your opinions. Hold on, folks. Let me get a glass of water here. You know me. When I baffle, I'm like the Terminator here on the show here, right? Sometimes have to put the periods and commas after my sentences, but it's craziness, guys. It's craziness of what we're going through. Vaccine passports. I mean, it's nuts. You got to show a damn vaccine passport to the gate attendants at the sporting events. Hold on, I got my little vaccine shot here, my government shot. Yeah, so I could fall in line with the far left agenda, and let me put my mask or my muzzle on, and I can continue being the government sheep of this country, folks. This is stupid. This is stupid of what we're going through. Excuse me. And you could thank Barack Obama and the rest of the Obama administration 4 years ago. For those 8 terrifying years of when he was president. Because, folks, everything we are going through, you can blame it on that administration for the dividing of this country, the radical agendas by the Democratic Party. You know, now they want to, what the hell they want to do now? Oh, yeah, they want to tax people on mileage. Can you believe that? Oh, yeah. They want to tax people on mileage when you drive a car. If that's any worse, folks, right? Yeah, you're going to tax me when I drive a car. First of all, not only is it going to push more people off the roads, because if this bill does pass, and God willing, if it does, I hope it doesn't. Because if this damn bill passes, folks, it's going to be a disaster. It really is. It's going to be a disaster. You're going to tax somebody that drives down the damn road? For what? For what? I mean, you get state tax, right? Some states you pay state tax, not all states. You know? But I'm telling you what, folks, you're going to drive more people, like I said, you're going to drive more people off the damn roads if you pass this stupid, ridiculous law that you want to tax drivers on the road for mileage tax. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Like I said, some states you have to pay state tax. I think that's enough. I think that's enough. If you pay state tax, that goes to the roads and bridges, right? Why do you need to tax more people? Mileage tax? That sounds crazy. That sounds third world, if you ask me. You know, all these agendas, folks, all these agendas are coming from a radical left agenda. You wouldn't see this under the Trump administration. I tell you what, you would not see this under the Trump administration. Oh, no, you wouldn't. First of all, we didn't have half the taxes under the Trump administration that you have under this Obama administration. No, you didn't. You didn't have any of that. But like I said, folks, it's just adding more fuel to the fire. Oh, yes, it is. And that's their agenda. They want to add more fuel to the fire. They want to roll out this vaccine passport crap. They want to roll out mileage tax, which sounds stupid. You know? And then on top of that, they want to continue printing more money for stimulus bailouts. How about instead of printing money and creating more national debt, how about you open businesses and end this charade of nonsense? It's nonsense, folks. It really is. Did anybody see the Facebook and Instagram post I put on my social media accounts? God willing, the Facebook, that fake book still has my account still open. Yeah, but they won't let us do live feeds. Me and Rooster said that about a couple weeks ago when I had Rooster on the show. We got into the whole banning on live videos. Oh, yeah. The podcast here, folks, is banned from Facebook. Yeah, they banned us from doing live videos. I guess they didn't like our conservative views and thoughts, right? So they just banned us. They kicked us right off. Yeah, that's okay, though. That's okay. That's okay, because as more people view this live audio feed right now on Twitch, you know, as more people understand this, they'll understand where we're coming from. Because not only do I have this live feed being shared on all of the podcast platforms that we have, Facebook and Instagram, it's going to be viewed by viewers. Don't shadow that out. Or like Jen Psaki would say, we're not going to circle back on that one, right? But did anybody see that post I posted on the social media accounts earlier today? That what the hell was it? Oh yeah, speaking of the vaccines, I lost my train of thought. It's okay. Speaking of the vaccines, guys, they're now questioning the whole Johnson & Johnson and Pfizer vaccines. That now more than thousands upon thousands of cases are starting to roll out. Oh, yeah. Everyone that got their first round, or what they call it, the first dose of the vaccines, are now showing corona-like virus symptoms from the vaccine. Does that sound shocking? I've been telling people for months upon months, don't take the vaccine. There's not enough clinical trial behind the damn shot. But all the people said, oh no, there's enough clinical trial, because if there wasn't, they wouldn't roll it out. Folks, they rolled it out because they wanted you to get it real quick. Do you actually think a shot, a vaccine, is going to cure the coronavirus? Are you kidding me? You must be more blind and more dumbfounded than the next person next to you. Seriously, are you that blind and brainwashed by the radical left where you're going to believe every little political message that they say? Folks, oh boy. Hold on. I got to get my composure here before I lose it here on the show. The article earlier today that was reported off of Breitbart, which I love Breitbart, guys. Breitbart is a very conservative platform, news platform. They're not fake news. They don't report on negative, bias type topics. They're very conservative, positive news. They're like I said, they're a very conservative news platform that reports nothing but true facts of the latest gossip of today's news. Breitbart today, if you look on Breitbart's website, it's there, plain sight. It tells you everything of everything about this latest topic, this latest article of the Johnson & Johnson and Pfizer coronavirus vaccine. That now, I'm sorry, I don't mean to laugh about it, but it's everything, folks. It's just, like I said, you don't need a high IQ to understand what this radical left Democratic Party is trying to roll out. The coronavirus itself is inside the vaccine. It really, and people are starting to see it now. Oh yeah, the political hack there, Dr. Fauci. I call him Dr. Fraudsky. Yeah, Dr. Fraudsky says we have to put a pause on Johnson & Johnson and Pfizer right now, and we have to basically do more clinical trial behind the shot before we can actually administer more. Yeah, they were caught red-handed, folks. Oh yeah, they were caught red-handed with the damn shot and everything else. And now that they've been caught red-handed, now they have to come out with more press conferences, more lies on this damn vaccine, folks. Like I said, if they aren't adding more fuel to the fire now, trust me, that fire is going to be 20, 30 feet higher by the end of the damn year with this vaccine and the rest of this COVID hysteria bullshit. Because all it is, folks, is bullshit and nonsense at all-time highs. It really is. And if I had Rooster on the show, Rooster would completely agree with me, and he would completely go off on this topic.
All right, folks, we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back after these words, guys. Don't go anywhere. Hey, guys, this episode today is brought to you by Spotify. Spotify, guys, head over to Spotify, and you can find this podcast, the Patriot Angle Podcast, on Spotify, as well as thousands upon thousands of other podcasts, such as this podcast. Also, if you're into regular music, you can find music on Spotify. Spotify, guys, is just a cutting-edge music and podcast platform. Head over there, guys. You'll love it. All right, guys, we're back on Twitch here. Had to take a quick little break here. For those who's just joining in, we're talking about a lot of stuff. We're talking about the fuel added to the fire, so to speak, here from the past administration, well, the one before Trump, Barack Hussein Obama and Joseph Randall Biden, on how they created of basically what's going on today, folks. I mean, what we're seeing today, the dividedness, the racial divideness, the bigotry, the racism, the hate upon hate, folks, that was all created under the Obama administration. And then Biden inherited that, because we certainly didn't see it under Trump. We've seen joy, we've seen high job numbers, we've seen greatness in the country. We've seen a country basically getting a jump start to life of what it had to suffer from 8 years of an Obama America. And now what we're seeing is poison injected into America once again, folks. It's terrible. It really is. It's terrible. It's just terrible. But with that being said, folks, welcome to today's show. Welcome to today's show. We got a lot to talk about on today's show. I want to basically allow my listeners to be introduced here to Twitch. We do a lot of live Twitch feeds here on the show now. And if anybody doesn't know what Twitch is, it's an awesome, awesome app, guys. Awesome app. So head over to Twitch, guys, and basically say you're welcome. You know, you're welcomes here to Twitch, and allow us that you're here. And listen in, guys, because this is going to be an awesome, awesome show today, guys. Awesome show.
I know he would. He's very conservative and he's very political, just like myself. We are true American political podcast hosts that understand half the crap that's going on in this country is nothing but nonsense and bullshit. So now that Pfizer and Johnson & Johnson they have to put a pause on the vaccine. Yes. Now they're scratching their heads like, how did the coronavirus get in the shot? Because when you're scientists in the labs, we're creating this stupid shot that, trust me, folks, I don't believe that it's the cure to coronavirus. The only cure to any disease or virus, folks, of bacteria is common damn sense. You learn that at an early age. You don't want to get sick? Practice a good immune system. That means eating healthy. Cut cigarette smoking out. Lower your drinking habits. That means cut down on the beer drinking, the alcohol drinking, the liquor drinking, right? Don't do drugs so much. That includes pharmaceutical drugs, prescription drugs, and you'll live a happy, positive life. You won't get sick all the time. Go outside. Enjoy the outside, folks. Enjoy the outdoors, because that's what humanity is supposed to be based on. Enjoying life. Anything you choose to live is your choice. Yes, don't get me wrong. But you do have to go out in the elements. Oh, what are the elements, Mike? I'll explain for all you dumbfounded, brainwashed liberals out there, because I know I'm probably going to have a liberal, maybe one or two that's going to listen to this show, and that's okay. That's okay. And when this goes into the Spotify format, I know I'll have a couple liberals listen to that. We usually average between maybe 20, 30, 40 liberals per show, sometimes more depending on the topic. And the topic tonight, I'm sure we'll have a lot of liberals listening to it, and it'll blow up off the charts. I know the ratings will be up there because of the type of topic that's being described tonight on the Twitch, and later on tonight on the regular audio podcast programming, such as Spotify, Google, and Apple podcasting. I know I'll have a lot of negative reviews and negative comments that's going to be basically emailed back to the show. That's okay. I'm willing to take it. Because like I said, folks, liberalism is a mental disorder. Yes, liberalism, I'll say it again, folks, is a mental disorder. Yes, whether you want to call it as Trump derangement syndrome, liberalism, yes. When those folks hate on one another, and they hate on Trump supporters, and they hate on the Republican Party, and they call us bigots, racists, and white supremacists, those are people that are suffering from liberalism at all-time highs. Yes, they are. And it's really sad. It's really sad that people have to suffer like that. But guess what? There's a cure to that. You know what the cure is? Stop listening to the fake news platforms such as CNN, MSNBC, and all the fake news platforms that are out there. Stop listening to them. Stop listening to far left politicians that want to create more hate in this country, more divideness in this country, and everything else. That's their agenda, folks. That's what they want to do. That's where they want to go with this country. They want people to hate one another. And that's where we are as a country. And it's really sad. It's really, really sad. And I tell you what, and I'm starting to understand a little bit more. I'm starting to comprehend of where this country's going and where it's been. I mean, I could tell you what, just a shy of 3 months ago, almost 4 months ago, that this country, under President Trump's administration, under President Trump's direction of this country, folks, we were going in a great direction of this country. We truly were. We were truly going under a great direction under President Trump. And then all of a sudden, when Trump was actually doing good for this country, putting us in the right direction, putting us at all-time highs with the greatest national economy that was ever created under his cabinet, lowering taxes, getting more people off of welfare, food stamps, doing good for the Social Security people. Yes, a ping on that one. Thank you. I don't know who did that, but thank you for very much. Folks, we were doing great. But it was ripped away from this radical left, socialist, democratic party that's seen so much good in this country that they literally wanted to destroy it. And it baffles me that I see that why would a country, why would Democrats, why would any party want to destroy its own country from its own, what are the words? I mean, why would they want to do all that? Why would they want to take all that away? I don't understand that. I really don't. Why would you want to destroy your own country and set it back hundreds of years? Why would you want to do that? Folks, we are literally setting ourselves back as a country hundreds and hundreds of years. We're going backwards. We're not going forward. We're going backwards. We're going back to the time of Rosa Parks and Martin Luther King and Jim Crow and the KKK. We're going all the way back, folks. We are literally repeating history day by day, week by week, month by month. We are repeating it all. If you weren't born during the 60s, you're seeing it all. You're seeing it happen right before your eyes. If you weren't born in the early 1900s, during World War I and World War II and all that, you're seeing it before your eyes. If you weren't born during slavery, Abraham Lincoln, those times, you're seeing it before your eyes. We go, oh, well, we don't have slavery in this country anymore, Mike. Yes, we do. It's just a different form of it. You don't think by the government or local governments forcing you to wear a mask, to go into a local convenience store or a grocery market or a sporting event now, right? You don't think that's a form of slavery? Not only is it a form of slavery, but it's a form of socialism, communism. Folks, we're seeing that. Look what happened to countries such as Venezuela, Cuba. Once before flourishing countries, great economies, beautiful landscapes, beautiful culture. Their culture is shot. It's dead. They don't have a culture anymore. They're not allowed to say, they don't have open speech, open freely speech. They can't say what they want to say without being criticized or sometimes jailed. Yeah, it's scary but true, very truthful of what's going on in those countries. And it's still happening to this day. And we are seeing that in America today. We are seeing our own country literally being poisoned by the inside. And the inside, the insiders of this country that are poisoning our country are people that truly hate America. These radical left politicians that hate America. Well, why do they hate America, Mike? They were elected in. Yes, they were elected in. They brainwashed their voters by electing them to represent them. They are not representing their voters that voted them in. They brainwashed them to think that. Folks, these people want to change your culture. They want to change the way of this society, of this country. They want to basically erase history like it never existed before. Like I said, I added this show, the title, Adding Fuel on the Fire, right? They want to add fuel to the fire. They want to make it 10 times higher than it once was before. They want to create hate. They want to create division. They want to create dividing. They want to create racial differences between black and white and Asian American and so forth. They want to have your borders completely wide open. They want to basically ignore criminal activity. And you're seeing criminal activity not only at the border from cartels, coyotes coming into this country using children, folks. Yes, they're using children as an scapegoat to come into this country, flood our economy, destroy good paying jobs by forcing small business owners, if they are small business owners still open even through the damn pandemic and COVID era, a lot of small businesses were forced to close their doors, close their businesses from these radical left governors and mayors of their states. And if they are still open, God bless them for staying open and trying to make a living under this radical left machine. These people that are coming to this country, not all of them are bad, folks. Some of them are good. Some of them are coming into the country to better themselves, to escape poverty, escape oppression. But folks, like I said, we cannot continue to allow our borders open and allow people to come in this country, because not only can we afford to take care of ourselves, we can't afford to bring in thousands yet onto millions of people into this country. Not because of COVID, not because of the pandemic, not because of that. We simply can't afford it. No country in the world can afford that. You need to take care of the people first, our people first, before you take care and welcome people that come into other countries. Yes, America is based on immigration. Don't get me wrong. We're based on immigration. But, and I'll say this again, we cannot continue to allow people to come into this country freely like that. A country is not a country without a border. And I think former President Donald Trump narrated that very, 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 very maturely and responsibly. We needed the wall. The wall should have been built 60, 70 years ago. Okay? Don't get me wrong. Should have been built 60, 70 years ago. But a country is not a country without some type of secured border, whether it's a fence, a brick wall, a steel wall, a whatever. I mean, hell, you could put a damn drone. Not drone. What was that? The words? A dome. Yes, you could put a dome over the country. If that's going to secure it, by all means, go ahead. Do the whole Simpsons effect. Remember Simpsons? I forgot what episode was that. I think it was in the early 90s when The Simpsons. Yeah, I think it was like Mr. Burns or something had a crazy idea of putting an actual dome, a glass dome over Springfield. Yes. Go ahead. You want to put a glass dome over the United States to shield people, shield our citizens from terrorism, from drug cartels and coyotes and just bad people? Go ahead. It would be a crazy scenario, and I don't think we have the technology to do that, but go ahead. But folks, what I'm getting at is this country and no country in the world can survive of what's going on. No country on the face of this earth can survive everything of what's going on. It's simply you can't. It's impossible.
All right, folks, what you're hearing is a live feed of Twitch, and we'll be right back after these words, guys. Don't go anywhere.
Hi guys, this is the Rooster from the Patriot Angle Podcast. This episode is sponsored by Podbay.fm. You can go there to stream thousands of podcasts as well as this podcast, the Patriot Angle Podcast. Tune in guys, and we'll see you next week on the show. But remember, Podbay.fm.
History shows that every country that went through the same scenario that the United States is going through right now literally killed its culture and its society. You've seen that with China, with the communism. I mean, shit, half the people in China are now forced to, only have like, what, 1 or 2 children? If you're caught having more than 2 children, you are criminalized and sent to jail. You think I'm making this up? Look it up for yourself. Like I said, I mentioned Venezuela and Cuba. Once beautiful countries are now forced on their meals given to them by the government, by their country's government. They're given meals of whatever the government decides to give them. Folks, if you think that is scary stuff happening to those countries, it could happen to this country, and it will, if we continue these radical left agendas by the Democratic Party. Folks, we literally have to fight to get our country back. Our country has been hijacked by a type of Democratic Party we've never seen before. I mean, half the shit that's going on in this country, you haven't seen it. You haven't seen this before. I don't think we've seen this before. We certainly haven't seen it under the Ronald Reagan era, which was a great presidential era, very similar in a lot of ways to former President Trump. Great economy, high-paying jobs, low welfare numbers, food stamp numbers. I mean, that was a great era. We didn't see it under that era. We certainly haven't seen it under the era of Martin Luther King and all. I mean, sure, Martin Luther King, the Rosa Parks era, that was really, really terrible, terrifying times for Americans. But folks, this tops it all off. If we learned anything from mask wearing, go back to 1918 during the Spanish flu. You know, I mentioned this on a couple episodes back. Okay? You can catch that episode a couple episodes back. It's okay. I'll repeat myself. Because sometimes you have to repeat yourself in order for people to understand and wake the hell up. If America learned anything from mask wearing and social distancing, go back to 1918 and understand it then. You think masks and social distancing is something new? You'd be very surprised on what they were doing in 1918 here in America during the Spanish flu. Very troublesome times then. People were depressed, losing their jobs. But folks, when is enough enough? When's enough enough? I mean, should we sit around a campfire and sing Kumbaya and say it's all going to be okay by tomorrow? It won't be okay by tomorrow. Unless you wake the fuck up and stop being brainwashed by this radical left government. Stop being sheeple. Stop covering your fucking face with a muzzle like you're some kind of goddamn German shepherd. Stop being sheeple. Stop listening to these radical left politicians. This is America. Our freedoms and liberties are protected under the Constitution of the United States. This is a constitutional republic. What I mean by that is we have laws in this country for a reason. If we did not have laws in this country, do you know that the amount of chaos would be at all-time highs? I could not even imagine what our country would be like if we did not have laws. We would be third world, probably fourth or fifth world. I'm sure a lot of people know what third world is. Fourth and fifth world are like extreme type of stuff. That's where you don't even have a republic. You don't even have a country. You don't have you sure as hell don't have a nation. It's run by dictators. It's run by local militia groups. The country itself is governed by villagers and people that make up their own agendas or laws in their favor. That is fourth and fifth world of a country. Folks, our country is going down those paths if we continue these dark times that we are living through. We have to end this chaos that we are living through. We cannot continue to live this way. I want to go into other topics here because, I don't want to drag my show on the same crap. People get tired of listening to it. I sure as hell am getting tired of listening to mask wearing. I'm getting tired of listening to cases every day. They are, literally. And it's quite what I don't understand, folks, is you have a disease called COVID-19 or coronavirus. You have people that are labeling this thing more deadlier than heart disease, cancer, diabetes, and everything else. This thing has a survival rate of 99.9%. And that's not just people like, oh, it's 99.9%, but mainly if you're under 40. No. you could survive this thing if you're in your 70s or 80s. And that's if you practice a good immune system. You know, you exercise daily. You get your elements in every day. The sun, vitamin C, it's free every day. Go out and walk around in the sun. I wouldn't suggest walking around in 90-degree weather, and you get, that's how you get skin cancer, right? But, you got to use common sense, folks. I think we're all adults. We're all big boys and big girls. We all wear our big panties and our big boy pants, right? We can make our own decisions for ourselves. We don't need daddy or mommy, big government, to tell us how to live our lives. Wash your hands. Stay 6 feet away from one another if somebody sneezes. I mean, seriously. A 40-year-old man needs to have somebody explain to him how he has to live his life? If you don't know common sense by the time you're 30 or 40 years old, there's something wrong with you. I think you got to go check back into the, elementary school and understand fundamentals of life again. That's just my own personal opinion about that. But I don't understand why this media has to report numbers every day of coronavirus. Like, what's the point? Like, what's the backdrop? What's the background of it? Like, why do you have to report it? Like, what's the point of reporting it? Are we learning anything from it? We sure as hell not. Because we're still living in the same fucking era of it. Oh, boy. I don't know, folks. I've been heated once before on other shows here I've done here on the podcasting and stuff, but I tell you what, folks, this is craziness. This is craziness. I looked at an article earlier before, and I could tell you how crazy even the radical left, their own party's crazy. They're crazy. We all know they're crazy, but they're even more crazier because they're now attacking one another in their own party. Oh, yeah. They're literally attacking one another. Did anybody read the article earlier today? Yeah, House Speaker Nancy Pelosi is now fighting within her own party. Yeah. She's having literally a war within her own party. AOC and what they call the squad, right? Or as if I had Rooster on the show, he calls them the four horsewomen, right? I don't know if Rooster's in the chat room here. He said he was gonna join in on the chat room here on the Twitch feed, but yeah, the AOC and with the four horsewomen are fighting Nancy Pelosi on every little agenda. Like the squad or the four horsewomen are trying to get this woman out of office. Well, that's great, but a lot of people are not going to think it's so great because of what their agenda is next. They want to basically create this whole new... Does anybody remember the Green New Deal? AOC tried rolling out the Green New Deal a couple of years back, even when Trump was in office still. The Green New Deal, she wanted to create zero emissions and this and that. And, they are getting their way, folks. Don't get me wrong. The Green New Deal was also involving getting rid of the pipeline, which had happened. That actually happened. So they were able to accomplish that project. So that was basically taken out. That was part of the Green New Deal. The pipeline was destroyed. They destroyed thousands upon thousands of good paying jobs. That was basically, that was taken out by this Green New Deal. But that's part of what Nancy Pelosi, even though as corrupted and radicalized as Nancy Pelosi is, she's literally fighting with this other type of Democratic Party. With AOC and the squad or the four horsewomen. They want to basically adapt to a different type of party. And what I mean by that is AOC is even getting more radical. Did anybody see her latest agenda now? She wants to have Joe Biden's 1.9 trillion. Yeah, like that was that's a lot of money. But to people like AOC, it's not enough. She wants to roll out now $8 trillion of stimulus bailouts. And who is that going to bail out? Well, it's surely not going to bail out small businesses, because they need a bailout more than anybody, if you ask me. I mean, they've been literally disrespected by this new form of government that we're seeing now in Washington, the swamp. You know, the bailouts won't go to those type of people. They won't go to blue-collar folks like me and you. They're going to go to they're going to go to big box giants, the corporate people out there. They're going to go to foreign countries. Yeah. They're going to go to people that hate our fucking guts. That's where this money is going to go to. She wants $8 trillion. And then she's now saying that in the next 4 to possibly 8 years, that $8 trillion is going to climb up to $15 trillion, $20 trillion. Folks, we are in $32 trillion in debt, national debt. This country doesn't even make that as a national economy. We only pull in, if we're lucky, between 10 to 15 trillion dollars. Even in the COVID era, yes. I'm sure if we weren't in the COVID era and we were back to what I like to call it as a normal society, we would be making about 20 to possibly 30 trillion dollars of an economy. But now we have these restrictions, and we have to follow these stupid political hacks of scientists such as Dr. Fauci and Joe Biden and Kamala Harris, because we have to follow CDC guidelines.
All right, guys, we'll be right back after these words. When we get back, we'll be closing it out on the show. I hope all is enjoying this Twitch live feed here. We'll be right back, guys. Don't go anywhere. All right, guys, we're going to wrap it up here on the show. Hope everybody enjoyed it. We got about maybe 10 or 15 minutes left on the live Twitch stream here. For those who are interested in hearing other streams such as this, head over to Twitch at Patriot_Angle_podcast. It's where you'll find our podcast on the Twitch app. And if you don't have Twitch, you could follow us on Spotify, Apple Podcasting, Google Podcasting, as well as our social media platforms such as Facebook and Instagram. You can just search Patriot Angle Podcast, and we should pull right up there on those platforms. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. And as always, guys, we thank you for tuning in to every podcast episode. But with that being said, folks, here's the live stream here. We're going to be closing it out soon, running out of time. So hope everybody enjoys this stream here.
And the CDC guidelines say that we're not allowed to have so many people in a restaurant at a given time, which is completely ridiculous. Folks, if you can go sit down in a restaurant without your goddamn mask on, you're fine. Trust me, you're going to live. You're going to see the light of the day the next day. You're going to wake up, you're going to have your cup of coffee, you're going to have your pancakes and your eggs and whatever the hell you decide to have. And it's going to be a beautiful day. You're going to live to see the next day. Trust me, folks. I think you'll be fine. You'll probably survive like the pandemic has it. You'll probably have a survival rate of 99.9%. Yeah, I'm sure you'll be fine, and the roses and the dandelion outside will still continue to bloom and everything else. Yes. But yeah, that doesn't make sense. Don't get me started with that. You need a fucking mask on to walk around people. But when you're in a restaurant, you don't have to wear a mask. Well, I guess COVID, like I said, COVID doesn't exist inside the restaurant. It only exists around negative people. What I used to call them, you know what I call those type of people? I've mentioned it before on my podcast. Those are negative vibers, folks. Those are people that constantly complain about life, that have nothing else better to do besides just make excuses for other people around them. But here's another article here. Oh, I want to get into this article before I forget about it. They're now, former President Barack Obama is now saying that everything that we're going through as a country, it's all Donald Trump's fault. Donald Trump created hatred. He created bigotry. He created racial divideness. He created this. He created that. What? What, Barack? Do we have to remind you, sir, like what Donald Trump actually did for this country? He actually created good for this country. He didn't create everything that you just mentioned he created. Look at his resume. They attacked the man because he did more in 4 years than most politicians do in a lifetime. And that's not a political bumper sticker. That's actually true facts. Anybody wants to debate that on me, I'll wait. You find one thing that Trump did in a negative way, and I'll back my words. I'll back those words. You won't find a damn thing, a negative thing that Trump did in this country. First of all, were we in a war in those 4 years? No. No, he actually created a peace treaty with North Korea and also China and our good neighbors over there in Russia, right? Oh boy. That's okay though, folks, because that's what they're known to do. They're known to run their mouths like that. Because you had an outsider, like I said, that's done more in this country in 4 years than most politicians done in their careers as politicians. And that's the fact. That's the damn fact. But, what can you do? What can you do? We have to wake up every day and we have to understand that life is going to be okay. Life's going to go on. Nothing's going to change. Well, hopefully it'll change sooner or later. It'll change sooner or later. We'll see. We'll start seeing things happening like they never happened before. Good things, bad things. We'll go on as a country. This little plandemic, which I call it, it's called a plandemic, will disappear sooner than later. Yes, it will, folks. You'll see this disappear, and we're starting to see it disappear. We're starting to see governors such as DeSantis open up his state of great state of Florida. Yeah, he gets it. So does the governor there in Texas. He gets it too. And the great governor of Alabama. And our great governor here in Georgia, of where I currently live. Yep, Governor Kemp, understanding it. Speaking of Governor Kemp, I want to get into the new voting laws here. Did anybody see the yeah. Did anybody see the new voting laws coming with Kemp? He's now requiring you to have voter ID. Oh. Yeah, the radical left, they're going crazy right now with the with that, they're going nuts. They're literally like, they're like, what? Well, he can't do that. Of course he can do that. He's the governor of Georgia. He can do anything he damn well pleases. He's governor in his state. That's what he's supposed to do. But the radical left, they don't want that. They want mail-in ballots where there's no verification in that process. How the hell can you say there's verification in mail-in ballots? Anybody can put a fucking signature on a ballot and mail it in. There's no verification. Verification, folks, is when you sign something in front of somebody. It's called eyewitnessing that signature, or eyewitnessing that ballot being placed into that ballot box. That's verification, folks, with the voting scenario. That's why you have poll workers and poll supervisors at polling places that verify the ballot is being placed in the legitimate box of where it's supposed to be. When you don't have those people and you do it the system that they created back in 2020, right? The mail-in ballots. There's no verification, folks. There's no one verifying that you're signing that signature. Like I said, anybody can sign a signature. And trust me, like I said, you don't have to have an IQ of 160 to understand this. The last election was fraud. Anybody with a common sense of a brain could understand that. Yeah. And what I get pissed off about is when they say, oh yeah, the 2020 election was the most secured, fair election in American history. What? You actually want me to buy that garbage? Seriously? You want me to buy that garbage? Like you actually want you're gonna sell that garbage to the American public and have the American public understand like, oh yeah, 2020 was a fair election. Bullshit it was. It was the most fraud election, not only in modern American times, but in American political history. No country in the world, even third, fourth, and fifth world of countries don't even use that system. They don't. Yes, every country has a different type of political system. Different democracies, different type of political policies, everything. It's different. Yes, we understand that. Not every country is the same politically. But you cannot continue to use that. And I praise Governor Kemp from the great state of Georgia that he rolled that out. And more states need to look at Kemp. Because the reason why all eyes are on Georgia is because if you have more states that rule out the mail-in ballot, trust me, folks, it's going to go away really, really quick. Because mail-in ballots show more, are prone to show more fraud in the election process than actual regular ballots. There's no verification in that system. No verification. Yeah, I'm going to sign my name, and then they're going to believe me. I'm going to put that ballot in the mailbox, or I'm going to put it in a box where I'm supposed to put it at, and then they're just going to believe my word that I signed my signature on that ballot. Bullshit you did. You could have filled out 5 or 10 of them. But there's no verification in that, folks. Governor Kemp seen it, and that's why he changed his law in his state for voter ID. That's why we have that system, folks. It's been working for years and years and years, and I don't understand why other states chose to have mail-in ballots If we have a system that you go to your local county or your local area for ballot locations, some of them have them in libraries or courthouses or police stations or fire departments, or some of them have them in stores, Sam's Clubs, Costco's, all over the place. Some of them, I heard they had them in parking lots at one time. If that system worked for so many years and you had poll workers verifying the signatures, why would you change that? Oh, they changed it because of the scare of coronavirus. Folks, it was planned out. It was planned out because that was part of the entire plan to take out Donald Trump out of office in 2021. They figured out that if they create some type of pandemic to scare folks, they had to create, and which they were successful, because not only did they brainwash you, they had you believe of a pandemic that has a survival rate of 99.9%. Yeah. They had you even believing that it is not safe to go to ballot locations to complete your voting choice for either Biden or Trump. We need to create what's called a mail-in ballot system. Folks, how can you not see the fraud right there? How can people be so blindsided by everything that's going on? Anyways, folks, God willing here, I tell you, we're going about an hour and 3 minutes into the show. I want to close it out here. I do want to thank my listeners for listening in today. Like I said, if you haven't listened to the live feed here of Twitch here, it will be posted to the social media platforms, both Instagram and Facebook. So you will be able to catch the replay on it, as well as the also replays of the audio, both Spotify, Google, Apple Podcasts, or anywhere you hear a podcast. It will be uploaded on those platforms as well, folks. Thank you for listening into the live Twitch feed. And like I said, hit that like, hit that subscribe button. Donations are not expected, but always appreciated. Please, folks, if you like, consider making a small donation to the show. Not only does it help the show with future editions, but it also helps the show in general. Thank you very much for tuning in, guys. We'll see you on the next one.
You just heard an episode of the Patriot Angle Podcast, an Anchor platform.